Howdy folks, it's Alter here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. First thing you'll notice is, yes, we have other real-life players with us today, which is great. It turns out I've had them turned on pretty much the whole time, but because I've been doing so much flying in Europe, and I'm on a North American server, not many people fly in Europe apparently, and as soon as we loaded a flight in the United States, bam, lots of people around, real-life people. So anyway, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, which you probably don't, in several videos I've been looking for real life players with us, and there's been no one at all. And that's because apparently people from the United States don't like to fly outside of the United States because they're weirdos. I don't know, there's so much more world to discover. But anyway, we'll get more on that later. If you wonder what's going on today, and I also believe we have a bunch of people who normally don't watch my flights and videos, so welcome to them for this video, even if you're only here for this. There's something going on special today. So this is a very special video because we're going to start in Milwaukee and fly to the greater Milwaukee or rural Milwaukee area. And again, you're like, Turtle, this introduction is already so awkward. What are you talking about? Well, let me give you a quick synopsis of what's going on. There's Lake Michigan, by the way. Chicago is right around that corner. You can actually see it from here if you know where to look. That's how close Chicago is to Milwaukee. Anyway, recently, I guess by the time you watch this, it's been a while now, but recently I went and visited one of my friends who made a cross-country move from Los Angeles to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is right here, in case you're wondering. And I met them through the adult Minecraft community, gosh, 7-8 years ago. I first saw them in person. I should say their family. We're all adults with families. It's not like, you know, one person meeting one person. Our families met in 2019, and then, but I knew them a year or two, at least 2 years before that, I think. So it's 2024 as I record this. So I don't know, 7-8 years ago, I met them through the Minecraft community, through Paul Source Jr. server. If you know who that is, I was an admin, a mod, and then an admin for that server. And met a bunch of people, and we're still in contact today. And anyway, since this person moved, or their family moved across country, they only live 5.5 hours from me now. So we've met twice already this year. So that's really super cool. And it's such a nice, easy drive from Minneapolis to Milwaukee that I'll probably do it again in the nearer future. Pretty easy, pretty good excuse to get out of town for a day or two. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly over their area so they can see from the air. They are watching this video, so hello. Yeah, welcome. I'm saying welcome because I invited like the whole Minecraft community plus more to this video. So there's a lot of you watching who have no idea what my videos are like or my rhythm or anything and how awkward they are. But the rest of you who've been watching me for like 12 years, welcome back. Anyway, there's the Milwaukee airport, obviously. We'll get to the airplane in a second. I just want you to see Milwaukee from this high. We are going to fly over downtown Milwaukee just because we're here. And then we're going to head south. I'm not going to, well, I'll probably name the towns that these people are in because I'm going to name them on the way so you know where we're going. But we're going to fly along Highway 36 through some tiny towns, including their town, and land at their local airport, which is, I was going to say nearby where they live, but of course it is because their entire town fits in this airport. And then some. And then we'll talk about the towns and why they're so busy too once we're in the air. So first of all, we gotta get this airplane started. We're in, what are we in? We're in the CTSL today, which I haven't flown in a really long time. In fact, I haven't flown it since the last time I've flown it. So let's see if I remember how to do this. I do have a checklist. I don't remember if I like this plane very much. I can't remember. But anyway, there's the introduction. There's your flight plan. We do have real live players playing with us. We can see. The only downside is if there are too many, it bogs down our computer a little bit because my computer is computing their airplanes as well. But we'll see how it goes. And then what? Oh, real life weather's turned on. I don't know what time of day I set it to. It's nighttime in real life, so I just made it early in the day, which you might be asking, how is that possible, real life players? Well, when you choose your real life players, live players, you have a few settings. You can choose players that have exactly live time, live weather, and then you can only see those players. But I chose all players. So some of these players might have real life time and date. selected. Other players might have a custom date. I say time, date, and weather selected. Other people might be flying with custom weather right now. You can decide if you want to have everything real time or mix and match. And this is mixed and matched. I don't know how many people would be flying real time. Plus, it'd be pitch black right now if we did this in real time, and I don't want to be pitch black. So I made it earlier in the day, and these people may have too. Or they may have set custom weather. I don't know. They could be flying in a hurricane for all we know right now. You never know. It's whatever they want to do. We normally don't fly with the real live players turned on. So that's why I'm saying all this. Because for a lot of you, might not even know that's a feature. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I do have a lot of viewers who do not do the flight sim themselves. So I always talk about these things. It's a learning. This is kind of like a learn through me channel. Like, I do stuff, I mess up, I figure things out, you learn with me type thing. That's what I do here. And people seem to like it and want more. Alright, first thing we're going to do is make sure the parking brake is set. I don't even know where the parking brake is in this thing. It's been such a long time. Oh, there it is. And off, on, parking brake on. See down here, parking brake is on. Oh, what I do is I have checklists on my other monitor that I do for all the airplanes. And then I tailor them. I take the real life checklist of the real life plane, and then I tailor it to how I run the sim. That's how it works. Fuel shutoff open. I don't know where the fuel shutoff is in here. It's been a really long time. Fuel valve. I should say fuel valve open. See, there we go. Beacon light on, and the reason for that, it tells people, hey, we're going to start our prop. So you turn the beacon on. Sometimes it's a pulse. Just depends on their plane. Choke on. Choke. I remember there's a choke in here somewhere. Choke on. Throttle quarter of the way. Battery and generator fuses on. Where are those? Fuse. Battery generator fuses on. I'm starting to remember this airplane now. And start it up. And there you go. So, on my desk, I actually have a piece of equipment that has all of these switches plus way more on it. I can flip switches and things. You can hear me clicking. I actually have it turned off because it crashes too many airplanes. So I don't use it. It looks pretty, but it just sits on my desk. It's kind of a huge bummer. I also have a piece of equipment that runs my autopilot, which I don't know if this has autopilot or not. We'll find out when we power it on because it's been so dang long. I've used this. I don't know if there's autopilot. If there is, I can use the autopilot thing on my desk, which is hooked up. That way I can turn knobs and do all these fun things without shaking around on the screen. Makes sense. Alright, now we're getting back to the rhythm. It only took 8 minutes. 8 minutes it took to get into the rhythm. It's been a while. I've been doing what are called bush trips. I'm one of the only people that does all the bush trips. 52 flights that are between 3 and 10 hours or something. That's what I normally do here. And we're taking a break from those because I ran out until the next update. Alright, anyway, you have no idea what we're talking about because most of you watching this video are not flight sim people. Alright, let's see here. What are we doing? We're key on choke comes off now. Wait, what? Oh, did the choke turn itself off? Hang on. Like I said, I don't normally fly this plane. No, it's on. Choke is off. There we go. Avionics can come on. Yep. Always turn the avionics on after you started your plane, or else you can blow some fuses. Transponder on? Do I really care about that? I guess I could, just for immersion. There we go. Alrighty, this is how ATC can talk to us, but we're not using air traffic control. Actually, we will use air traffic control to get out of here. Alrighty, weather and barometer. So, you turn on what's called an ATIS. You tune this in. ATIS number 2. That tells you the weather, so let's do that.
Milwaukee Airport information. Charlie 1300 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 17. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.29er. ILS runway 1 left and visual runway 1 right in use. Landing and departing runway 1 left and runway 1 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft red back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Charlie.
Alright, so we will tell air traffic control that we have Charlie, which means we listened to the weather because it changes every hour and they change, you know, A, B, C, D, C is Charlie, D is Delta, E is Echo, Foxtrot, it goes through, and then that means Charlie. That's how they know we listened to it. We'll hit B on our keyboard for barometer, which sets our weather here. So we weren't really 400 feet above sea level. We're really 680 feet above sea level. But just the barometer, the air pressure changes. There's a little tube outside that changes your air pressure. This is our map. We're going to go from here down to here, basically. It'll be a quick flight once we're in the air. Usually the ground operations take longer than the actual flight, but that's okay. And runway 1, that means 10 degrees on a compass, and that's exactly what we want anyway, because 10 degrees will get us to downtown Milwaukee. So figure north is 0 or 360. 1 is 10 degrees, 20, 30, 40, 90, or 9 would be east, for example. So that's exactly what we want. Not that we have a choice, the weather chooses it for us. Alright, no taxi lights or anything it says in my checklist, so we're ready to go. We're going to tune in ATC ground operations and say we want a taxi to depart to the north. So we're going to hit number 5.
Milwaukee ground turtle soup, Tango Tango, Tango 41, ready to taxi departure to the north with Charlie.
Turtle soup, Tango 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 41 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 1 right via taxiway whiskey. Contact tower on 124.575 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 1 right via taxiway whiskey turtle soup, Tango 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 41.
Alright, and yes, my call sign is turtle soup. Oh my gosh, look at that. We only have to taxi to right there. That's it. That is a really, really short runway. But I guess that's so smaller aircraft can stay out of the way of the bigger aircraft, which use the bigger runways. That makes sense, right? Hello, how do I put my drone back? This is the drone camera, by the way. Flaps down 1. Yep, you do a flap. So you got 1, 3. Oh, these are the reverse flaps too for cruise. You can see down here. This thing's the thing's moving around. Alrighty, I use this as my taxi view and take parking brake off and let's go. Whoa. And some of these names are funny. Apt basket, apartment basket. Ooh, more people spawned in over there. It'll spawn in the 50 closest players, which is a problem if you're at like a gigantic airport. Like people love to fly out of Seattle for some reason in the simulator. So you'll get 50 people just at the airport and it bogs your computer down so much it's hardly usable no matter how great your computer is. We'll be okay. These people are far enough away and my computer is still good enough yet that there will be no issues. But we're going to look at the name tags. So normally, well, they're called name plates. Normally I don't fly with anybody else. And no, they have to compute some people that responded, and that's what that was. Anyway, normally I don't have real players on. I will sometimes have real life traffic on, so like if a Delta flight would land right here, right now in real life, it would do it in the sim too. I normally have that turned on because it's really cool, but I don't have the nameplates on, so you don't actually see the names or anything. You just see the airplane landing and stuff. That's pretty cool. Don't know why the taxi ribbon is telling us to go to the grass. We're not going to. We're just going to come in here. What I should have done, but I didn't have a chance, was turn on my other lights since we entered the runway for a back taxi. But that's okay. Alrighty, let's see. Position lights on. Yes. Landing lights on. Just did that. Confirm flaps. I did that as well. Note the time on the clock. Is there a clock? I don't see a clock in here. Is there a clock in here? Maybe it means my own clock. So we can see how long our time is. Although it does keep a flight log. Alrighty, anyway, let's do clearance tower. We should have tuned this in from that end thing, but I was too busy talking.
Milwaukee Tower Turtle Soup, Tango Tango, Tango 41, ready at runway 1 right departure to the north.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Windcom North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 1 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 1 right Turtle Soup, Tango 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 41.
Alright, here we go. Whoa, I have rudder pedals for my feet, and they're super duper duper touchy, and even professionals who fly both planes and flight sims say that rudder pedals in a simulator are always unrealistically touchy no matter how you set them up. That's just how they are. So brakes just off the wheels, flaps coming up 1 notch, and we're just going to run heading for a little bit. If we look outside, fixed gear, so we don't have any gear to retract or anything, so we'll just keep our wheels down, and then we'll look at Milwaukee, which is very close to the airport, and then Lake Michigan, so right across the water. For those of you who are not from the United States, right across the water is the state of Michigan, Lower Peninsula, Upper
Turtle Soup
Peninsula,
Tango
and
Tango
they're
41,
talking to us.
continue for north departure.
Milwaukee Tower Turtle Soup, Tango Tango, Tango 41, continue for north departure.
Alrighty, I'm going to trim down, which means I have a wheel on my desk, which helps me control some stuff. I'm not going to get too far into it. Let's see. Brakes up, wheels, flaps up, landing lights off. We'll keep our landing lights on because we're going to be in some heavy areas here, and then we're just going to monitor things. That's my checklist. And then we don't have to talk about the checklist again until we approach. So on my other monitor, I have a map. I have a flight plan map. I also have a map of where we're going. So, this is a flight simulator, those of you who are not into it. It's satellite imagery from Bing Maps. That's what you see. And then the 3D stuff is a whole bunch of AI and supercomputers that run in the cloud, and using all these complicated algorithms, it draws the buildings. And from street view to satellite imagery to the AI, the buildings look exactly like they do in real life. So, well, 90% accuracy. Like this building right here, that's what that building will look like in real life. Nobody put that in by hand. Nobody went in and said, then drew the building. No one put these buildings here to make it accurate. The computers are all doing that. So it's a positive use of AI and cloud computing, and that's what the simulator is. So when I visited my real life houses, sometimes the color isn't right, but other than that, they look exactly like real life houses where I actually lived.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Milwaukee Tower Turtle Soup, Tango 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 41, frequency change.
Anyway, so like this park looks exactly like that. Now, some of the buildings look a little post-apocalyptic, just because of the rendering, and you'll see that as we get closer to Milwaukee. But for the most part, Milwaukee is not a custom city. This is computers putting this together. So those of you who know Milwaukee, like look at I think that's the US Bank building, right? Isn't that the US Bank building? I can't remember what it's called. But it has the right sign on there, even though nobody put that there. No one went in by hand and put these buildings. This is all AI doing this. Sometimes there's mistakes like that, but other than that, that's computer deciding what to look like. And it looks exactly like Milwaukee. Look at that. That is exactly what Milwaukee looks like. I've been there. So there you go. Those of you from Milwaukee, that's what your town looks like from the sky. And then Green Bay is right up here. Can't see from here, but it's there. Now there are some handmade towns in the sim. I can't list them all because I can't remember them all. Most of them are like in Europe and stuff, where there will be a person or a team that goes in. They take super high density, high resolution imagery, put that in the sim, and then they go through and make things look good and normal and correct by hand. They do have those. The thing I don't like about that though is they get kind of a cartoonish skin on them, on everything, so it kind of looks like a cartoon. So as you approach these custom areas, they kind of stick out from far away, and I don't understand why that happens, but that's just the way it works. Every sim has been like that forever, different manufacturers. It's just the way it is. Got some traffic down there. Ooh, they just ran some stop signs. There's some pretty... watching traffic is... Ooh, bam, T-bone. Watching traffic is pretty fun. Oh, they just went right over the bridge. Look, they're going over the bridge. See this? Look at... Can you see that? Is that hilarious? It's like a bunch of ants. So you're not supposed to look at those details. It's not a traffic simulator. Some people say it's not a sightseeing simulator, but it kind of is. I use it as a sightseeing simulator. And also a flight sim, of course. But there you go. There's Milwaukee. That's what Milwaukee looks like. And is it I-94 and I-41 and I-39? I think they all come together here or something like that. I can't remember the interstates. I used to know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all these people are probably flying in and out of Chicago. So you get the idea of what this looks like. So I'm actually going to turn that off. So they're all still out there. All of the players are still there. But you can't see their names now just because they were in the way. So now that I know it works, I'll probably turn off the traffic. It's getting annoying. Okay, so you're on Highway 36. This is 24. And then 36 is south of the lake. So 36 is this here. Because see these lakes? No, wait, never mind. I'm wrong. This is 36 because this goes south of the lake. I don't know what this is. There's 41. No, that's 94 going into Chicago. Is this 36? I'm going to pull up the map here on the other monitor. No. Is it? Hang on. Things are moving too quickly here for me to tell what's what. Yeah, that has to be 36 to the curve south. Yeah. But then it joins this crooked road. I don't know what that crooked road is. No. No. I was right the first time. This is 24. This is 36. 36 is a crooked road. But we're aiming for these two lakes. That's what we're aiming for here. That's how we'll know when we're in the right spot. Muskego Lake, I think it says, and Winda Lake. I can't see that far away. My eyes are getting bad. Yeah, so we're going to go over here. So anyway, this is a little bit of a drive, but we're flying at what? What's your airspeed? 220 knots. But that's airspeed, so that's, I got to take away the wind, which I forgot what the wind was when we looked at the live weather. I forgot what it was. But anyway, so airspeed, take away air pressure, take away wind, blah blah blah. That gets you your ground speed. I don't think it tells us ground speed in this airplane. So I don't know, 220 knots. Converted to miles per hour, whatever. That's about how fast we're going. But we don't really know because of weather. But anyway, we're going really fast. That's what I'm trying to say. There's the airport again. That's where we took off. We made a big circle over here. There's the lake. It's hazy. Can't see across the lake. This is real weather. So if it were daytime in real life and we were here, we wouldn't be able to see across the lake. Get over there a little bit. So there you go. Got some parks down here. I'm not sure where we are now, but suburbs of Milwaukee, I guess. There's the highway going out by the airport, so that is North Airport, so that is 43 and 41 coming together there. Those highways, yeah, then 43 goes that way. Big shopping mall. What mall is that? That is Southridge Mall. Those of you from the area, there's your Southridge Mall right there. Of course, I'm using Google Maps to tell me because I don't know what this stuff is. Ooh, here we go. Here's your big intersection. What intersection is this? This is 36. Whoops, I'm using two screens at once. 36 and 76th Street. That's what that is. 36 and 76th Street. And then to the left is going to be some kind of mine. Is it in the sim? Yeah, right here. Some kind of mine or something. Don't know what that is. It's not. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Just says this State Farm Insurance Agency right here. Don't know what that mine is. It's an aggregate mine. Franklin Aggregate Mine. Okay. So yeah, so this is exactly from Bing Maps. I'm using Google Maps, but it's both satellites. It's the same thing. So yeah, this road here then, if you're wondering, I'll stop naming names. This road is Rawson Avenue, if you're wondering. But yeah, we're definitely on 36 now. We're just going to follow 36 out. Okay, so here we go. What are we looking for then? We're looking for a few towns. We're looking for a town called Waterford, and then a smaller town called Rochester, and then Burlington. And we're just going to follow 36, and I'll tell you when we get there. Waterford is, well, we can't really see it yet. It's right up here. Well, there you can kind of see it, that brown area with all the concrete. That's Waterford. We'll talk about that when we get there. So, keep looking and admiring. Oh, look at the trees. The simulator does use appropriate trees and building styles for the region. So if you're in Europe, buildings are European. If you're in Texas, buildings are Texan. If you're in northern Minnesota, they're northern Minnesotan. But anyway, as we go along 36, we can also, we picked up speed now, we're doing about 240. Nice. We can look outside like this. And what I like to do is set up my, whoops. Okay, you lose control of your airplane when you're using the drone. So you kind of got to plan accordingly here. Just want to take some screenshots just for a thumbnail. There we go. Alright, back to the airplane. But I enjoy being inside the airplane because it's more realistic. Airplanes are fully modeled inside, so if we had back seats and stuff, we would have seats. So anyway, Chicago's right over there. You can see it getting more like urbanish in the distance. That's the other side of Michigan. And yeah, this is what it looks like. This is exactly what it looks like. So there's a new simulator coming out already. Flight Sim 2024. I'm not exactly sure what they can improve, but the images look cool that they've been teasing us with, although they might be AI filtered, I don't know. But I'm happy with this one. Alright, so there is Waterford right there. So we're going to get there in a minute. We're not going to stop and look. Like, we can pause the sim and then look around. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to fly by. But we'll see when I get there. I might change my mind. I often change my mind. This lake coming up is Wind Lake again. I already mentioned that. And then, yeah, there's some more lakes to look at. But anyway, this must be Burlington here, huh? That's where we're headed, because see how big it is. It's the biggest of the small towns. So, as we approach these areas, it's interesting what's happening. So when I was visiting, I'm like, okay, rural upper Midwest, tiny towns. I've been to many. I have relatives in many. I know what to expect. Yada, yada, yada. Check out that forest. But it was not what I expected. It was busy. Festivals, like biker bars and gangs, parking lots full, tons of people, traffic. I'm like, what is going on? Well, what's happening is, because of all the work from home, the people who live in Chicago, mainly Chicago, probably other areas, but people who live in Chicago who have work from home jobs, especially in IT, I guess, they're just bailing out of the city. So they're keeping their high paying jobs or higher paying jobs, buying huge houses in tiny towns, because there's these developments outside of the tiny towns, and they're completely rejuvenating and revitalizing these tiny rural towns. So they're taking their high-end jobs, buying huge houses on the border of town. So it's like they live in suburbia like they're used to, but a smaller version. But then they go into these tiny towns and make use of the tiny towns. And it's crazy. Like, it's busy everywhere you go. Any time of day, it's really busy. And it's really interesting. I was totally caught off guard. It was great to see. But you still have the tiny town feel, right? Like you have the town gossip who knows everything. And if you want to know, they'll tell you without a fee. You just have to be their friend. And look at all these houses. Can you imagine just buying a house on a lake because you can afford it with your Chicago salary, but you're an hour from Chicago? Look at that. Anyway, what else? But then, like, store hours are weird. They're just open whenever they want to be, because that's the tiny town mentality. So it's not like, the city where, like, we're open, 8 to 8 or 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We're open whenever we feel like it, even though there's a million people wanting to get in. It's just, they're open when they want. We went to Menards, which is our upper Midwestern hardware store, on a Sunday afternoon. We think we were the only people there. Maybe there's one or two other people, one cashier working. But if I went to Menards on a Sunday afternoon where I live, the parking lot would be full with nowhere to park, every register open, and you'd have to wait in line for everything. Because I live in a city, right? So anyway, that was pretty cool. Completely caught me completely off guard. Okay, did we pass Waterford? I don't think we passed Waterford yet. No. This is Michigan Lake over here, and I think this is the Fox River, I want to say. Yeah, this Fox River goes through all these towns. So I saw the Fox River in different areas. So this is Fox River. Oh, islands. You all know how, well, not you all, those of you who watch me regularly know how I feel about islands. So I love nature, but I'm scared of animals of all sizes, especially big ones. So I love the idea of being on a tiny island where you can make sure there's no wildlife and just hang out in the woods, but you don't have any wildlife to worry about. Like kayak to a little tiny island. I love it. Comes from my northern Minnesota roots. Alrighty. So this is Browns Lake by Burlington, right? Already? I think, yeah. Okay, so we are passing all these cities all at once because we're going so fast. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pull out the drone. So we're gonna pause the sim like that, pull out the drone, and then let me just tell you what's going on. Okay, so here's Waterford, right? Right? But that's so close to the lake. Is this Waterford? Oh man. I should have practiced this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Waterford, right? That's downtown. Let me compare this to, yeah, this is Waterford, yeah. Yeah. This is Waterford. Okay. So Waterford was the first small town I got to see. And they had just finished up a festival here. There's a piano store right there. Because my friend's husband works at the piano store right there. That one. And then there's a restaurant that was open, actually here at the next light. Gas station we stopped at. So you have 2 stoplights, one there, one there. And then there's like a party thing in one of these areas. You walk down here and yeah, you walk like, was it here? Yeah, 'cause you can drive through. No, you drive through here. So you can walk here and then there's like a live band all times of day right there. We drove into this parking lot, came down this alley. See that alley right there? And again, nobody put this stuff in by hand. This is all AI doing this, and it knows what to do. Anyway, and then yeah, so we checked out this town. This is 83. This is the main road through here if you want to see off the highway. But I took 36 on the highway. I took 83 in, and then I took 36 home. But so yeah, so I spent a couple hours in this town, just walking around a little bit. I had to walk slowly because my heart was having a very bad weekend, but I made it. But I enjoyed it anyway. But I just couldn't walk far. So we walked from the piano store to the bridge, and that's all I could walk. But I looked around, and we drove around. So that was really cool. So that's Waterford. So those of you watching, there you go. This is what Waterford looks like from the air. Yeah, there's like a high school and stuff over here too. And then the next town, Rochester. Hang on, I gotta figure out where Rochester is. Rochester. Okay, so Rochester is so small. It doesn't stick out in the sim because this is for sure Browns Lake and this is Burlington. So Rochester is right here, I want to say. Let me check this. Yep, because this development right here is on Google Maps. So Rochester is this town here. It's a separate town. It looks really small because from the air, it's right next to Waterford, but it is a separate town right here. And then this is Burlington, which is their biggest small town in the area. So let's put the drone away, come back to the airplane, unpause the sim, and then we'll fly from Waterford to Rochester. It's going to take what, 3 or 4 seconds? Because we're doing 240 knots. So there you go. So look how quickly that is when you're doing up 240 knots. Can we still see the lake from here? Yeah, just a little bit. And how high are we? We are 2,600, 2,700 feet, take away 600. So we're about 2,100 feet above ground level right now. So that's pretty high. I mean, that's, 2 Sears Towers or so. Actually more, about 2 Sears Towers, I think. So there's Browns Lake. Here's Burlington. I'm not going to point out exactly where my friends live, but they do live in a development like on the outskirts of town. I will talk about the areas though when we get there. But anyway, this is 36. This is the main highway coming through. Business 36, I guess. State 83 goes around town. 36 goes through town. There's Browns Lake. So we will pause over Browns Lake and have a look around. I'll tell you what I can point out from the air. And then there's our airport right there. And that's where we'll land. So that's how this is going to wrap up. But we're not quite done yet. Enjoy the scenery with me. It's quite beautiful. We will look back at Milwaukee in a moment too, if I remember. So let's see here. Yep, there's Menards. Those of you who know Menards, it's like the Lowe's or Home Depot of the upper Midwest. However, it's way nicer and friendlier, and I used to work there, so of course I think it's nice and friendly. At the time I loved it. I can never do retail again because of my health, but at the time I loved working retail. It was wonderful. I did it from 1997 to 2002, I think, and I loved every second of it. Alrighty, we're still gaining altitude here. Now we're at 2,300 feet. I guess we did not gain. Alrighty, there's Browns Lake. I wanted to check it out, but there really wasn't anything for us to do there other than a beach, and it would have been quite a drive. So let's pause the sim again, and let's hop outside, and we'll look around at, what's the brown down? Burlington. Actually, we have to get closer, but whoa, that's too loud. And the moon. Alright, so let's look over here. So this is kind of where developments are happening. So again, there's Milwaukee. You can't see Milwaukee. It's too hazy, but Milwaukee was over there along the lake. But it's too hazy today. So there's some, you know, big retail, some developments. Here's another development. I actually took these roads here and drove by this development because this is like a county or state highway back here. I think it's a county highway. So GPS uses it. They're like, GPS says, take this road, and you're driving and you're like, what's going on? But it's an actual road. It's fine. It goes all through here, curves around and stuff. Fields all around. There's a development here. You can drive around. Retail, more retail. Like I said, Menards is right there. It was super cool to go there. Can't remember what was here. Don't remember, but there's retail everywhere. And then there's a Kohl's. I think Kohl's is up here, though. I think that's Kohl's. And you got some sporting, you know, outdoorsy. It's an outdoors area, so you can go and buy all your hunting gear and stuff in one of these stores here. And then there's Browns Lake here. Actually, I guess I could look at Google Maps and tell you what this stuff is. Oh, a bunch of car dealers. That's right. Walmart is here somewhere. One of these is Walmart. Bunch of car dealers, which is kind of crazy. Tractor dealer. Just regular stores, you know, just regular stores. A couple small hotels. So let's fly closer to downtown, and then we'll circle back to the airport. So anyway, you know, suburban stuff, right? That has popped up recently. But everything was really newish looking around here. And then, but this is downtown. So it's kind of funny too, because thinking of like Menards in a tiny town, but they definitely use it. So, all right, we're gonna go over to the city center here of Burlington, which is, as I said, the biggest small town of the area. Is that the high school? Must be a high school over there. And we will active pause again. There we go. And so Fox River is visible again. So remember Fox River from before? So Fox River comes through here. Oops, wrong thing. Curves around. But then there's a little thing. They call this little thing Fox River too. We had ate at a restaurant right here. Actually, it wasn't right there. It was like right here. We ate at a restaurant. This is downtown Burlington. We drove around. Houses mixed in with retail. Very old, very original. Some gigantic houses that like were, you know, like was the only house at the time. Then they filled it in. Train tracks at the train station. There's train tracks right here next to the highway. There's a big train station. Totally small town, but not super tiny. The Milwaukee or the Wisconsin accents were ridiculously strong, which you don't realize. Like being in Minneapolis, we have an accent, but it's not terrible. In fact, I've been working on my accent to make it stronger, just because why not? But man, Wisconsin accents, holy moly, they were really strong. So anyway, there's the area. So 8336 Browns Lake, Burlington, Fox River, downtown Burlington, the surrounding areas, and then the river keeps going and going to the next tiny town. So there you have it. There are some rural communities in the greater Milwaukee area, and that's what they look like from the air. But now it's time to land the airplane, or else we'll run into the state line of Illinois pretty soon. So let's tune in Burlington. We go to the nearest airport, Burlington, and weather.
Kilo Bravo, uniform, automated weather observation 1300 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 1 degree Celsius. Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter tree 031.
Wind calm, so we can use any we can use any runway we want. Because if it said like wind 5 knots from 100 degrees, then we want to land at a runway number closest to 10. But it didn't say that, so we're just going to land at whatever this is. So let's select runway, and runway 11 would be this grass one. We don't want that. So wait, no, that'd be runway 1. 11 would be this one. We want runway 11 because that's 110 degrees. So we'll do announce full stop landing and announce position.
Kilo Bravo Uniform Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 411 miles southwest, 1,900 feet inbound to land runway 11.
Alrighty, let's look at our checklist here for approach. Where's my checklist? I lost it on my other monitor. There we go. And whether we did, landing lights already on, flaps down. We'll do flaps in a minute. We're going way too fast for flaps. So, run our downwind leg. Whoa. So you gotta pay attention. That's the hard thing about flight sim is you don't have peripheral vision. So run our downwind leg.
Kilo Bravo Uniform Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 41 is on downwind runway 11.
And then we'll go to what's called a base in a moment. And we know that's runway 11 because that's going to be 110 degrees. Because you take away a 0 and that leaves 11. So we want runway 11. And that's because when it's calm, so we can choose whatever we want. But you have to announce it because there's no air traffic control at this airport. And you don't want to run into people. So now we're going to announce a base leg. It means we're going across.
Kilo Bravo Uniform Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 41 is on base runway 11.
And then once we're facing the runway, we'll do final. So I need to slow down. So I bring back throttles, which normally makes you go down, but I don't want to go down. So I'm pulling back on the yoke to pitch up, which will slow us down. You get used to it, but like throttle doesn't do your speed. Throttle does going up and down. And your pitch, which means like you're going up, you know, your angle up and down, that's what controls speed. Of course they work together. There we go, final, but is final 3? Final is 3.
Kilo Bravo Uniform Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 41 is on final runway 11 to land.
So what we need to do is get in this white arc so we can deploy flaps. Flaps let you go slower. Because you want to land as slowly as possible, but also as smoothly as possible. So you deploy flaps. What do these flaps say? I don't know if we would need full flap down in this airplane because we're not landing like in a really short grass field or something, but I'll probably use full flap because I want to. And these 4 dots means we're way too high. You want 2 red, 2 white, but I'm just, because of this huge nose thing, dashboard sticking up, I'm coming in high on purpose and we'll nose down and then we'll level off. Just depends on the type of airplane you're flying. So we can nose down now. Throttles are back all the way and we're going kind of fast, so I could do what's called slipping it, where you come in at an angle so you sink like a rock, but I don't think I'm going to need to. We're gaining a lot of speed though, so let's pull back, slow us down in a hurry. So what I should do is go around because we're coming in way too fast, but we have a really long runway. And I'm going to level off like this. It says we're too low, but we're not, because we're going to come in at a different angle. That'll slow us down, see? There we go. First set of flaps. And second set of flaps. And full flap. That way I can slow down too. You're not supposed to use your flaps as brakes, but sometimes you do. And if you put the white lines between your legs, you land in the middle. And I'm really bad at that. I always land to the left. I don't know why, it's just something I do. And ooh, that was like a B- landing. Could have been better. Flaps in, step on the brakes, and we'll ride this out. And we'll say we're clear the runway in a moment here. We already come down here, turn the landing lights off and position lights off. Whoa. And try not to crash into anything, and announce clear a runway.
Kilo Bravo Uniform Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 41 is clear of the runway.
There we go. And now we'll taxi into the sun. And I don't know how long that flight was. Just over half an hour, I think, was our flight time. I don't know. It didn't really matter to me, but there you go. And I do all the ground operations. We go around the airports, and people want to look at them more. I used to cut out the airport stuff, but that is part of the fun. So, there you go. We have a call sign on the airplane. November 410 Turtle or Tango, because I'm the Tall Turtle 41. That's where that comes from. And in real life, that wasn't taken. Not that it matters because it's a simulator, but I wanted a call sign that also wasn't in real life, just because why not? Alrighty, so then we have people waving us in. We just have to find them. So Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. These blue lights are not supposed to be sticking up. But this is not a handmade airport. This is an AI generated airport. But you'll find it's very accurate compared to real life. Even a satellite dish on that building. There's somebody waving us in here. Nope, no one's gonna wave us in. Nope. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna park on our own then. This is kind of cool when they wave you in, but they're not always there. It just depends on the airport. You can run into people, and you can run into some objects. Yeah, well, that's a field. There might be people up there. I'm not gonna go that far though. They used to be in the simulator, your flight would only count if you parked exactly where they wanted you to park. And if there weren't people waving you in and you parked in the wrong spot because you couldn't see them, it wouldn't count your flight. It was horrible. It's really stupid. Alrighty, parking brake set. Turn all lights off. Turn avionics off. Turn the key off. Pull the fuses out. And turn the fuel selector off. And now our airplane is safely put away. So there we go. So then we hop outside and we say, hopefully you enjoyed the flight. I certainly did. If you want to know when more flights go up on the channel, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications. And make sure you hit the like button, even if you normally don't, because that lets the algorithm know that we're here. One of my most popular comments is, Turtle, why is your channel so small? You've been around a long time and we enjoy your content, but your channel is so tiny. What's going on? Well, I'm terrible at self-promotion and I no longer hang out on the forums, so hitting the like button will tell the algorithm that we exist and more people will find the channel and they can enjoy the videos alongside you. So there you go. That's how we end the videos. Of those of you who came here from other communities, hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a little awkward and out of rhythm because I was trying to cater to a broader audience. But stick around, check out some other flights where I'm in my normal routine, and maybe you'll enjoy those also. So there you go. We kind of drift around while I'm yapping and looking at Fox River and Burlington, Wisconsin. And I'll catch you next time.